Hi Abby, welcome back again to my channel. Each and every time I sit behind the camera and I know I'm just going to talk to you people, share my experiences, share my stories and whatnot with you, it gets me so super excited, and today is no exception. So in today's video I'll be sharing with you a story time of how I got abandoned in school and I was just 7 years old. So I like to ask, do you guys, they usually say that when you're a child, you don't remember some of the memories from when you were a child. Like,
have you ever had a dreams that you
there are some memories you won't remember from your childhood, say when you were 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 years old, like you're likely not to remember it. But then again, there's some memories that stick with you throughout your years. Like no matter how old you are, you can actually remember some things that happened when you were 3, 4, 5 years. Like there's an incident that happened when I was 5, which was when I got admitted into kindergarten. Like my very first day in kindergarten, I was just 5 years old and I literally can't remember it. Do you have some memories like that? If you have it, kindly share in the comment section, because I just want to know that I'm not tripping. Yes, so now back to the story. So growing up, I lived some part of my life with my grandma and also some with my parents, because my father mainly was always on the move and usually my mom would go with him, and because of school we only go during the vacations and some holidays, and most of the time we're in the city where my school is situated with my grandma. And also just around that time I had a neighbor. He lived about 5 houses away from mine, who was also in my school. So he was in class 3 and I was in class 1, so I was 7 years old and he was 9 years old. He was 9 years old. So our parents basically organized the taxi to chauffeur us to school and back home, because my grandmother couldn't do that, my parents were not around to do that, and they also didn't want me to be picking the public transport and all of that stuff. Likewise him, and it was more convenient for the parents, like okay, there's somebody who is going to take their kids to school, bring them back every single day. We actually had someone who was doing that for some time, but I think in a particular week or so he had some issues, so he recommended his friend, who was also a taxi driver, to do his work for him, because he was going to be away, like he was traveling, or he solicited basically for the help of his other taxi driver friend to come pick us from school. So we didn't really like him, but it wasn't like the driver we knew and all of that, but we were just chill like that. So, and this driver wasn't the best. Like it wasn't the best. Like say we would close from school around 2. I know we used to have a staple closing time at 2:10. 2:10. I really remember that time, especially on Fridays, 2:10. But on other days, say Monday to Thursday, okay, so Monday to Wednesday we close at 2:10. Then there's a 20-minute break, that's our 3rd break, and then we have extra classes till 4. On Thursdays 2:10, then there's a 20-minute break. Then we have activities, club activities. So you join whatever club you like: Girl Guides, Brownies, Cadet Scouts, Red Cross, Taekwondo club. Like you join it, and then on Fridays there's no club activity, so we close very early at 2:10 and then we're done. But I really can't remember what time in the day it was, but I just know that we had stayed very, very long in school. Like we had closed from school at the normal time we would close. I've forgotten whether it was at 4 or 3:30 or 2, but like literally almost everyone had left the school, and my school was a very big school. We had from kindergarten all the way to JSS 3. So for those living abroad, so we had from kindergarten to grade 1 to grade 6, then we had junior high school 1 to 3. So there were basically 10 different grades in the school, and each class had well over 100 students. So let me just take a wild step and say we had about 1,000 students in the school. Now we had closed, it's been hours, people had left the school. You could literally count the number of people who were still in the school. Okay, so I was at the car park waiting for this taxi driver to come, and my other friend, he was somewhere playing football or playing basketball. I can't remember if it was a basketball court, but he was in the field somewhere playing games with his friends. So the driver came and then he asked me that, oh, where is, let's just say his name is A. So it's like, oh, where is A? I'm like, oh, A is playing here, I can go and call him. So I left our bags in the car. I walked to go and call A, and this was like, it was getting dark. People had left the school, like the school was almost empty and the weather was changing. I could tell it was dark, but I was a kid, I couldn't really tell what time it was. So I walked to the field and then I called A that, hey, the driver is in, we are late, let's go. Like me, I wasn't ready to go because I was tired of staying in school. So we all went down to the car park. Guess what happened? The guy had left. he had left. And he left our bags outside. We couldn't believe it all. And like the car park was literally also empty because most of the students had been picked up, had left. The man was not there. Come and see. We were like, what? So what do we do? Like, what are we going to do?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you...
I'm like, such an impatient driver, really. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Then we remember the way to our house, okay? Our school and our house were not in the same city. Like, not in the same town. So it was all in Accra, okay? But let's say my school was in Dansoman and I lived in Dakuma Nyameche. Okay, so you can picture the distance, okay? I just googled it before I started the video. It said it was about almost 8 kilometers, okay? And then walking distance, it said it was 1 hour and 45 minutes or so. But for us, we were kids at that time, so we would even now when I look at my Google map and it tells me I'm supposed to walk to a place for 6 minutes, I'm like, okay, this is Google map. I just multiply by 2, which is 12 minutes for me. So you can imagine if Google Map is saying that the walking distance is about 1 hour 45 minutes now, okay, great. Just assuming I multiplied like I would usually do. And imagine we were kids, we were smaller, younger, our steps were smaller. So it was technically about a 4-hour walk. It was a 4-hour walk from school to home. So we're like, okay, let's just begin the journey. Man, we started walking. We walked because we didn't know what to do. Like, we didn't know what to do, where to go, we just said we would just walk. And you know, kids, there was a hint of adventure in it for us also. We get to walk home for the first time, so we're all excited sort of. So we started walking. We walked. We were not getting anywhere. We were walking and it was getting dark. We were walking. Then we got to Hansonic, that's Dansoman Junction, and then we had to cross the highway. It wasn't a dual carriage road. It was about how do you call it? 4 cars, about 4 cars going and 4 cars coming. Okay, and we had to cross it alone. But we were held by some passers-by, whatever. People who were also crossing the road, and so they helped us cross the road, and then we walked. Before we got home, we walked for so long, we weren't getting anywhere. We were tired, we were hungry, we were scared. It was getting dark, like it literally got dark. Lights were out, and I mean the lights were shining, and also in some parts the lights were also out, literally. So we finally got home. Oh my God! Wow! Grandma was so relieved. My friend's parents had also come over, like they were going to find out what to do. We're planning to actually go make a police report because we're also living in very turbulent times, especially in my country where we were just testing out democratic rule for the first 8 years, and also it was getting to an election year and it was really dangerous. There were all sorts of not so nice things going on in the country at that time, and we little children, 7 years and 9 years old, alone walking all that distance. And my grandmother was like, what would she tell my parents? Like, what's she going to do? Like, they were so distraught. And we came home, we were welcomed nicely, given some water, given some food. Like, I think the following day we didn't go to school. Like, we are tired, we should rest. Like, it was quite a hectic period, but we didn't really also know what was going on because like it was just so much for us, and we were also having an adventure walking and all of that stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So that's how come it ended, and I think they just sacked the other driver, and for the next few times they just found another way for us to go home till our driver came, and then we resumed into school and back with him. So ladies and gentlemen, this is my brief story. I hope you enjoyed this story time video. If you did, then kindly smash the like button, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment. It really does a lot of good. I also get to interact with you as well. I'm going to have a couple of videos playing somewhere on my screens, maybe here. Kindly enjoy it, binge watch it, like all of those videos you haven't liked yet, and I hope to see you in my next video. And bye for now. Hi Abbies, hi Yabbies, hello Yabbies, you're welcome back again to my channel.